Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. The three, steps back, crossover, puts up a three. Rebound James. Second. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Cleveland, this is for you.
What a game. What a night. What an awesome, fantastic, unbelievable game in MSG as the Cleveland Cavaliers advance to 4-0 with a 110-104 victory over the New York Knicks. Skylar, holy crap. Was that a fun game?
That was awesome. That was so fun.
I'm a believer. I'm a
82-0,
believer.
man. We're on an 82-0 pace.
Yeah, and hey, we hit a prop bet tonight.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not gonna point it out, but when you and Kevin are 0-2 on prop bets, and Tim's 2-0. So
Hey, as long as the team keeps winning.
As long as the team keeps winning, that's right. It's like we said before we got on the air. But dude, okay, there is so much to unpack in this game. At one point in the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, pretty close, they're down 11. Like it looks like down 11 on the road at MSG. That's really hard to come back and win. You know the crowd does not care. They just want you to lose. And those boys put it together and put it together. I mean, they're starting hitting these shots. They're playing really good defense. They're locked in. Man,
whatever Atkinson said at halftime changed this game.
What are you saying that last time out in the third quarter? That changed everything.
Like the first half, just kind of fledgling around, still in it, but not getting any kind of momentum. That completely changed in the second half. I mean, they prevented them from crashing the glass. They prevented them from getting these open distance shots, and then got their own shots falling. Darius Garland. Second half. Woo!
Darius Garland. All right. Let's start there.
34 points tonight.
34 points. Was incredible. All right. So Sydney asked, the prop bet was Donovan Mitchell over 29.5 points and assists, and he hit it on the last two foul shots of the game. So
thank you, Kat.
We may have been sweating, but we hit. All right. So Darius Garland tonight, 34 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 12 of 19 on the floor, 5 of 8 from 3, 5 of 5 from the line. And I know he did miss in the fourth quarter, but it didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like he had a missed shot in the fourth quarter. He was great, man. He was so good. I think when people were questioning the Cavaliers in the sense in this offseason of, well, why didn't they improve the team? I really think that a lot of it was, hey, we're going to have a healthy Darius Garland. And we'll get to Mobley, we'll get to Allen, we'll get to Mitchell. We'll talk. I mean, everybody deserves some sort of credit tonight for this game. Dean Wade was really good defensively. He's guarding Brunson in stretches of the game.
Yeah.
But when the Cavaliers have a night where Darius Garland and Evan Mobley are super aggressive, they're not going to get beat most of those nights. They're pretty hard to beat on those nights because Mitchell and Allen, they're just going to, they can roll into a double-double easily, right? They're those kind of players.
Yeah.
But when Garland and Mobley are just attacking, it's going to be hard to beat the Cavaliers when all those guys are clicking.
I mean, that was tonight. Like, I couldn't tell you a single person that contributed a positive effect to the way that the core four did.
Yeah.
You know, Jared Allen with an easy 15-15 double-double, which is crazy. You mentioned Mobley with 8 rebounds, 17 points, but I mean, he was running through Cat like a brick wall. He was not scared of these guys. He was not timid. He was aggressive in that.
That OP cut from Garland was, woo.
And the other guys did contribute. I don't want to sound like they didn't, but tonight was about the core four.
Yeah. When the going gets tough, those are the guys you can lean on. And I know it was the first time that Ty Jerome didn't have. Ty Jerome only played 6 minutes tonight, and if you look at the clock, Levert and Sam got over 20 minutes. George got 14, but they didn't. Kenny didn't go to the bench a whole lot tonight. He kind of relied on the starting five, and specifically the four, because if you look at it, all four of those guys played over 30 minutes, and they took it home for him, man. So you mentioned Mobley, 17 and 8, 3 blocks again. Hit his only 3-point shot. He's got to shoot more threes, but I'm not complaining. I'm not saying like this differentiates him, because he's hitting them. He's only shooting 1, 2, or 2 a game, but he's hitting them. City points out George was good, 5 points and 4 rebounds, but little things he did, right? Guarded well, kind of matched up against Josh Hart quite a bit, and I feel like Josh Hart just took a beating tonight.
He still came out with a double-double.
Yeah, I'm not talking crap about Josh Hart. That dude's tough as hell. But yeah. I feel like every few minutes he was on the floor.
Well, if you look at it, Tibbs really did a 6-man rotation.
Yeah.
It was Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and then OG, Brunson, McBride, and Towns.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they had Payne in there for 10. Ariel was only got 12, but yeah, he went with a 6-man rotation, which I know we kind of alluded to. That's what Tibbs is.
I make fun of it all the time. Yeah,
he will run. Your joke last week was hilarious. I'm surprised he has a 6-man of the year candidate, because I didn't think he knew what a 6-man was.
It's very rare I make a really funny joke. I got to tap myself on the back for that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah. We had a really good comment on our last episode that I wanted to bring up, because it's really fitting for tonight's game. It was a listener by the name of Great 202, and he said, "As a Cavs fan, I still believe a healthy Knicks and a healthy Sixers are still better. Until we can beat them, I have them 4 and 5 in the Eastern Conference." And I'm not here to say that our take is wrong, because I think that's 1,000% a completely fair way to look at things. I think that's rational, and I have no issues with it whatsoever. But I think tonight, although I don't think tonight changed it, because it's the 4th game of the season and there's still a lot of work to do, I think tonight has to make you feel pretty good about how they match up with teams like the Knicks. And I understand the Knicks went cold, but I don't think the Knicks just were missing wide open shots. Like, the Cavs were missing wide open shots pretty early in the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Knicks really played pretty well. And I think that Cavs just were better than them down the stretch. Now, this isn't me coming on here and saying the Knicks don't want to play the Cavs in a series, because I still am at the point where I don't know how that's going to go when all these guys learn how to play together in New York. I think it's very, very evenly matched. But I do also think that I feel a little better about, and I said I think the Cavs will go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I feel pretty good, even a little better now about that prediction.
I feel good against New York. The comment alluded to a healthy Sixers, and I think that would be a challenge, because Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George, that's a pretty good 1-2-3 combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, health is part of the game. We saw it last year with Cleveland, missing Donovan Mitchell there at the end. It's part of an NBA season.
Yeah, for sure. But I want to make sure we give a shout out to that, because that's an awesome comment, and thank you for commenting.
Yeah.
As we said, as we're trying to get this up off ground, it's really nice that we're getting the support we are. It's definitely appreciated. So do we not talk enough about Garland? Because I feel like we just kind of were like, yeah, he was really good. Okay, next thing, because I feel like we're not being fair to him. But I feel like there's so much, just the shots he was making down the stretch and the way he was scoring. He hit that one really deep 3 that put him up 2 when it was 89-87. And he hits that one shot, and I can't remember the exact point of the game, but I think you might know what I'm talking about. He hits the basket and just looks like unfazed, just walks right up to the ball when it's being inbounded, just hits the shot and walks. And it's like, that's swagger. That's DG is back, and he's ready to bring it.
I mean, not only were his shots falling at the end, he still got 2 steals and 2 blocks. Like he's still getting it done on the other end of the floor, and he had a huge block late in the stretch, where even the announcers were like, well, "Did Dean Wade block that? Did Garland block it?" And so I mean, I think we're getting our swagger back with Garland. Just the shots were coming. I thought we hit a little lull there in the second quarter. Not just Garland, but as a team where it felt like they were taking rush shots. It felt like they were not doing what we saw in the first few games. We're finding the open man, making extra passes, and just having their free-flowing offense. So it was good to see them make that halftime adjustment away from contested shots and hero ball.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. And I think with him, just the fact that he didn't settle for anything. Yeah, he had threes, but he made sure that he found his spots and he made sure that he attacked. And that's what I was kind of alluding to earlier is when he jumps into like situations like that and he's like really aggressive and he's physical and he does not fear who's in front of him. He's so good. He's super underrated ball handler. I've talked about that a little bit early in the season, we're in the 4th game, but just the fact that he can kind of take over a game again is huge for this team. And there's going to be nights, and we saw it early in the year where, I mean, the first couple of games where Mitchell is going to have those nights where doesn't have things going. We'll get to Mitchell here in a second. But this was a statement for Darius Garland. This was last year was a fluke. I'm here and you guys are going to have to deal with me now.
And he's got one of the best floaters in the game, by the way.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, dude.
Every time he gets around his defender and just kind of floats it up there, it's an automatic bucket, it seems like.
Yeah. This is Sydney's comment. I really like it. If our defense is for real like it has been in the Atkinson offense, hard to see how we lose aside from a cold night. Yeah. I mean, I still think right now the Celtics are a better team. But it's going to be really tough to beat. I mean, you look at Orlando tonight, who the Cavs play on Friday. Paolo was absolutely incredible, and they barely won.
Bananas.
You're not going to really. I mean, you can beat the Cavs for sure, especially in Cleveland. But there's going to be. I mean, it's going to take like 2 or 3 guys to kind of have not 40-point games by any means, but it can't just be Paolo running up there by himself. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take some of your best nights in those circumstances. So I don't really see what the game plan is to beat these guys. And I'm not just drinking the Kool-Aid from 4-0. I'm just saying basketball strategy wise, you can't rely on them to shoot threes, to shoot them out of a game because they have enough good shooters. You can't play a pack line defense because they'll shoot. You can't guard the perimeter all night because they're 2 big men in the mid in the paint, and you're going to have to shoot pretty damn good to get them out of their position on defense. They're tough, man. They're a good team, and we knew that obviously. But I feel like you and I were pretty big on the over 48.5, and I still feel like maybe I didn't realize how good this team was, and I said they'd win 50 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were some kinks in the armor here from the Knicks game. If you can crash the glass on them, because we saw that was really the first half, the Knicks were really good at just crashing the glass. Not Karl Anthony Towns, just everybody else. Josh Hart got a double-double because he was crashing the glass so much harder.
Rules, man. I love Josh Hart.
So I think you can crash if you crash the glass on them, but as we saw, this team can adjust in game. And that's what I think makes them difficult. Is because they don't sit in the game plan all game, even though it's not working, and just kind of oh, it'll come when it comes, or trust the process. They are, they want to win all of the games.
Yeah, sorry. So if you're watching live, my hat was way too tight. I was getting a headache, so I had to take it off. So if you're getting some wild hair, I'm very overdue for a trip to the barbershop. Yeah, you're right, man. When you kind of have that situation like that where you're gonna have to out rebound them in most some nights, and that's very much not easy to do with those two.
Exactly.
And so the Knicks, yeah, that's what they do. They're very tough. It's a Tibbs team. And they brought it. Cleveland just was better down the stretch. Now, is that going to happen every time they play them? Probably not. But that was something where the takeaway is this is going to be this is the team they kind of worry about for the future this year. And I'm excited, man. So we talked about Garland. Should we just do our usual Jared Allen rules thing?
Well, before we get there, we've seen that this team is very perimeter shooting, very perimeter happy. Yeah. Imagine how good it's going to be when Max Strus comes back.
Yeah, that's the thing I keep thinking about. So Boobie Gibson did the pregame show tonight.
Yeah.
But I thought he was really good.
He's really good.
Yeah. And he talked a lot about just kind of playing through the offense. And I thought his points were really, really valid. And you kind of saw them tonight. It kind of feels like that was the exact game plan they rolled with. It was awesome. Yeah, City, how excited to be able to see them in person on Wednesday. I'm stoked, especially if the Lakers win tonight, which I'm going to get to that later. We'll do that then. And the Lakers are up 13 right now in the first quarter. So if both teams going undefeated, that game is going to rule. And I'm going to be sad for this new show, man. I'm so used to my other shows. I can kind of get away with cursing a little bit. And I'm like, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, yeah. Man, you're absolutely right, though. Let's talk a little bit about, we'll kind of go through the core four since they kind of led the way tonight, just kind of things that jumped out. Jared Allen. I think we're running out of ways to say how awesome he is. Like I said the other day, I knew how good he was. I knew he was really good, and I still didn't know how good he was. And that's not to say I wasn't watching Jared Allen. That's not the bandwagon Cavs fan talking. It's just that I underrated the heck out of him. I knew he was this really good rebounder who could really protect the rim and was really physical in the paint. And he's definitely shown that times 10, just the way that he's kind of dictating the rim. You got to get through him to get to the rim, and that's not easy to do, obviously. He's not as athletic as Mobley, but he's still pretty awesome. And what he's doing tonight for this team is, I should say the season so far is unreal.
Well, he's making it hard on, the opposite center. Cat got into such foul trouble just trying to either guard, trying to box out Jared Allen. And that was a kind of a key point that we brought up last week was, are they even going to put Cat in the paint with Jared Allen? Because Jared Allen's probably going to win that battle.
Yeah.
He did. Cat still had a double-double. Cat still had a quiet night, though.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, it's not possible they wouldn't just catch the Knicks at the right time of the year, because this is probably going to look much different in a couple months. But I do want to make sure I don't want to take credit away from how well the Cavs played tonight. Realistically, if you think about Mobley, probably had to play the game when, let me see the gentleman's name. It's slipping my mind. I'll get it real quick.
You got 6 names to choose from.
Right. Yeah. So, and I'll probably butcher this one. It was number 55. So it was, what's it? Hukporti?
Sydney, I don't know if it's Ariel or Ariel.
Ariel Hukporti. Yes. Okay. We're going to give it our best try there. But he has that dunk on Mobley. If Mobley makes a, like Gostin Carr said in the broadcast, if Mobley walks away from there and makes a business decision, that's 2 points and changes everything. Ariel, thank you, Hunter. Shout out Hunter Martin in the chat. Yeah, we're just gonna call him Ariel. That's what we're gonna do. But the fact that Mobley contested it did get dunked on. Call it what it is. But the fact that Ariel grabbed his arm, that changes just about all of it.
Yeah. These guys just came up real clutch at the end. Garland hitting his threes, Mitchell hitting his shots, the free throws at the end, getting Cat out of there with foul trouble. I mean, obviously that was like 4 seconds left, but still, I mean, Tibbs had to put Ariel in because Cat's in foul trouble.
That kid's good though. I like him.
You can't tell from the stat sheet tonight, and that's when you think it's a good Cavs team.
Yeah. Mobley. So took him a while to take his first shot in the game, which was kind of surprising. But when he did, thought he played really, really well offensively. So 7 to 12 from the floor, 8 rebounds, obviously. Only 1 turnover tonight. So I thought that was really good. Thing about him that was just, obviously the 3 blocks. We know what he is as a shot blocker. So, all right. I know you have the stat sheet in front of you. But if you didn't, would you have guessed Darius Garland would be second on the team in block shots in a game?
No.
Right. Yeah, absolutely not. But with Mobley, the fact that he is just where he's kind of jumped to, we talked about the Evan Mobley surgeons, the Evan Mobley leap. Mobley and Paolo kind of both making this leap at the same point in the year. It's unbelievable, by the way. I've kind of said a million times, like, I need him to shoot threes. I said it earlier in the show. When I say I need him to shoot threes, I'm not saying go shoot 5-6 a game. Because the way he's playing right now, he doesn't necessarily need it, but it's a nice weapon to have. At some point, people are going to guard him on the perimeter, and that's going to open the Cavs offense up even more.
Yeah, that's opening up for cutters. That's opening up for Jared Allen. There's so many more things. He only took 1 tonight, and yeah, he doesn't need to take 5 or 6, but
no,
give me 3, give me 4.
Yeah.
And he can hit them. Like he can hit them.
Yeah, he can hit him, and I think that's really jumped out. And then before we get to Wednesday, Mitchell and the superstar that he is, and also slow start, and then went did Mitchell things. So 25-5 tonight, 9 of 17, hit our prop bet. Most importantly, yeah, Ariel, they just believe they say he's from Germany. I mean, Tibbs finds these weird dudes and just like, you can play basketball, and like does that. Omar Sheik was like a huge one for the Bulls. Yeah, people know who I'm talking about.
The Schroeder kid?
Dennis Schroeder. So he wasn't a Tibbs guy, but he literally in Germany, he's Jalen Brunson. Like he's that big over there. That's probably underselling him. No, he was a Hawks player. He played for Bud in Atlanta.
Yeah, I thought he maybe sunk up with Tibbs somewhere after Atlanta, but
it's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. But
yeah,
yeah. Once they get him off, sorry, Brooklyn. So with Mitchell, what we've seen from him the last 2 games has been what we expected. I know when Sydney was in the chat after the Detroit game, she wasn't necessarily explaining that she thought Donovan Mitchell was going to have a bad year, but she was like, I'm more comfortable right now with Allen and Mobley than I am Mitchell and Garland. And since then, the fact that those, Mitchell's had a 30-point game, a 25-point game, and Garland did what he did tonight. What we've kind of been talking all along is what happens when these 4 guys are kind of hitting their stride all together at the same time. We're getting early glimpses of it. Yes, it's the 4th game of the year, but what Donovan Mitchell is bringing these last 2 games makes you feel really good, especially these next 4 games after this. LA, Orlando, Milwaukee. And I know Milwaukee hasn't been necessarily really good so far, but they're still dangerous. If this is the Donovan Mitchell we're getting to there, I'll put this team against anybody in the league.
I feel really good that Mitchell's not where we expect him to be.
That's scary, right? Yeah.
And like, you don't need Donovan Mitchell to take over a game to win. He's contributing at a high level, and he's getting to the I can take over and win. But I feel really good about this team that we're not reliant on Donovan Mitchell. This team doesn't go as Donovan Mitchell goes, type of thing, which we saw a lot with the LeBron teams, or really, the LeBron teams.
There's just like, whenever I feel like I just need something to really just pep my spirits up, I look at the 07 Cavs and be like, he took that team to the finals?
I feel that way about a lot of the Cavs teams outside of Kyrie.
Yeah. I mean, that 18
Took
team,
George Hill to the finals.
Larry Nance
Twice.
Jr. started in the finals.
I heard some
I
rumblings
love
on
Larry Nance
X
Jr.
that they're thinking about bringing him back.
I so would. I absolutely would in a heartbeat. He still lives in Cleveland.
Does he
So,
really?
yeah, he loves it there. He was on the Hoop Collective this summer. They did a live show at St. Vincent St. Mary's.
Oh, nice.
And Larry Nance was there, and he was talking about. He's like, "Yeah, I love it here." He's like, "I stay here in the off season." He told really fun stories about that team and when they went to the finals. So it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. So, all right, let's get to it, man. So Wednesday, obviously, big game at the Rock, as they call it, it's the Q, against the Los Angeles Lakers, who anything can happen in a 4-quarter game. The Lakers, especially specifically, can mention that. Right now, they're up 14 points with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter at Phoenix. We'll see how that game shakes out. But if things stand the way they do tonight, yes, Sydney, we are very well aware of Larry Nance, the legend. Jersey hanging in the rafters. He's the man. I think is he still in the area?
Yeah, I knew Senior lived out here. I didn't know if Junior lived out here.
Yeah. So before we get to discussing the matchup, I feel like this show specifically, I mean, if you look at our name, it's obviously an homage to LeBron and that team and the finals winners and what that team means to us. That's my favorite finals of all time. I think that's the most important NBA finals of all time. And I can explain that in another day. But other than the finals, favorite LeBron Cavs moments?
I loved destroying and crushing the Raptors' playoff dreams every year.
Yeah,
that was always
fun.
really fun.
Yeah, he would get to the board. He'd shoot left-handed some games.
Yeah. Those were fun, where he would just take over, in the finals and just crush Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, who I have great respect for as players. But it was always fun to see this hopeful team just meet that brick wall, which is kind of like the what they always tell about the Jordan 90s era. It's like, oh, you just hit the Jordan brick wall. It was kind of cool to be on the other side of the brick wall for those years.
Yeah. The last one specifically in 18 is the best when they're up 2-0. They go to Cleveland for game 3. The Raptors fight into the game 3 and they make it really close. And then he ends the game with that. He's like running and hits the floater.
Yep. The running floater.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And people took God's Plan by Drake and played made a no 2 into an 0-3. It's like, that's fantastic. Detroit 25 in a row in the fourth quarter in overtime to lead into the finals is obviously one that I'll always remember because that was kind of like he is who we say he is moment.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. And then I know they lost the series, but the shot in 09 against Orlando is there's so many LeBron Cavs moments, notwithstanding the NBA Finals trips, that we can sit here and talk about. But those are ones to me that I'm just like, I'll never forget. One more, you can throw another one in there if you want. Excuse me. Is after Dikembe broke his face and he went out there in the mask and just went crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's super underrated one.
I love they named it the play Chicago, where they threw it to LeBron in the corner and he drains that three and just Jimmy Butler, the Chicago Bulls, Jimmy Butler just heartbroken.
The story of that is even better than the shot when you kind of go into how Blatt called the play and LeBron was like, no, absolutely not. All right, let's get to the Lakers. So I don't know how much of the Lakers you've watched. I have somehow watched just as many Lakers games as I have the Cavs. So
wild.
Yeah, dude. Junkie. Literally junkie. I'm really impressed with what they've done so far. And I really do think this is real. I don't think this is a thing where you get film on them and people are going to catch up to them. I really believe they're a really good team. I want them to win tonight because I really want to have that atmosphere of 2 undefeated teams Wednesday night in Cleveland. I just want that to be awesome and I want to be there. So obviously, you know where it starts. LeBron and AD. Those are the two and no other way around it. Those two what they do, the team goes to, and you just saw that game in Sacramento where LeBron goes nuts in the fourth quarter. That was unbelievable. And
Yeah.
Davis so far this year has been unstoppable.
Feels like an MVP.
Yeah. I still don't know who Cleveland throws out there. We're talking about a guy who's going to be 40 in a couple months. I don't know who Cleveland has guard him. I don't. It's going to be multiple.
Be Mobley.
See, that's the thing, because you can say, well, Jared Allen will guard Anthony Davis, and that's fair, but Davis is so athletic and fast and can shoot from everywhere, where I'm like, is Mobley a better matchup for Davis for the sake that Davis can play on the perimeter? And that's kind of where Mobley, especially as a defender, because I understand where you're coming from. Athletic wise, you probably have to put Mobley on LeBron. But if you do, are you at a disadvantage with what Anthony Davis can do?
I think it might be one of those things where you give it to Davis on the corner or on the perimeter and just let him take it. You'd rather that than him coming in on the paint, or LeBron doing the greatness of LeBron things. That might be a feather that you have to part with to put in their cap.
It's a pick your poison. And it's what every team deals with. So we're not saying anything jaw-dropping or breaking,
No.
But it is a situation where you have a lot to deal with. And I'll tell you what really jumps out to you about the Lakers and the difference from this team from last year. How good the role players have been. D'Angelo Russell isn't necessarily shooting well, but if you watch their games, I like how he fits in the JJ's team until he's traded in February. So he's wearing a Chicago Bulls jersey in February. But Austin Reeves, who everyone knew was good, is really good in the system. And then Rui Hachimura has been awesome.
I love Rui. I loved when they traded for him last year. I was like, damn, that was such a good move by the Lakers.
Yeah. That had to make up for the Westbrook trade with the Wizards, getting Rui. So
they're already talking about him getting cut.
He's been really bad. Really bad. That team's not good. I don't believe in the Nuggets at all. I watched like a couple of those games, and it's This is another one City talks about. Don't connect. Holy crap. Unbelievable. Who let that happen? This draft wasn't deep. How did he drop that far?
I didn't get to watch a lot of them in college, but I've seen the few Lakers games, and it's like, we talked about Tyson maybe being the steal of the draft. I think he's the steal of the draft.
Yeah, he is for sure. I do like Tyson, but Tyson's not quite there yet, and I do think he'll get there. I really do. But I don't know if you can play Tyson in this game. You can play Connect probably 25 minutes in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a better guard matchup. I think Garland and Pure Water.
Pure Water. Yeah, of course, Mitchell and Garland. Yeah,
I think Garland and Mitchell have an edge on Lakers.
Reese and Russell. Yeah.
I don't know if you can say the same about the forwards.
You can't, and that's not a knock on those guys either. But Dean Wade guarding Rui. Actually, I do like that matchup. I think Dean Wade can guard him.
That one, but the other two.
Yeah, the rest of it is where it gets really fun.
The first ballot Hall of Famers.
That's where the game's going to be won. Really, it's not Mitchell and Mobley versus LeBron and Davis. It's Allen and Mobley versus LeBron and Davis. Is where the game's going to be won. It's going to be fun. But I think the Cavs are deeper. Realistically, I think their bench is better. And it's not to say that I think the Lakers have a bad bench. I just think that that's going to be something that could really be beneficial to the Cavs to winning this game, and they're probably going to need it. Yeah. This might be a game you have to play. Like we've joked about it a couple times. This might be a Tristan Thompson goes in there, gets a couple fouls game, because you're going to need all the fouls you can get against the Lakers. They're physical. I think they attack. Yeah.
How do you think Bronny is going to play again? Because he'll probably match up against Isaac Okoro.
I think that they will put him in the game if it's a situation where, because they're in Cleveland. I think they're going to want to get that moment again. But I don't think it's anything where he's going to factor into the game plan. We're talking about 3 minutes. I don't think he played that bad in Minnesota. I just think that, that shot was really nice. It looked like it was going in. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know if he'll play.
No?
I just think that he'll get in for the moment. They'll check in. I don't know if they'll do the father and son thing again, but he's from Cleveland. He's the son of the greatest basketball player to ever live. And
Whoa, come from a Bulls fan. Woo!
former Bulls fan.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, former Bulls fan. I can't root for more teams that don't want to win, Skylar. I got enough of those in my life. So
same.
yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of talking in circles, but it's gonna be awesome. I'm so happy I'm gonna be there. Dude, it's gonna be a freaking banger. And it's the first celebration of Hunter. I did see the Bulls won tonight in Memphis. Their pace is actually really good. The Bulls have actually looked really good. I just don't buy it. I don't think
Are you
it's
swaying back?
No. I always want them to do well. It's not like I'm just not going to be attached to them anymore.
I feel like this is what people say about like exes. Like, I want the best for them.
I do want the best for them, but the Cavs put cash in our pockets now, so
can't complain about that.
Yeah, so that's where my loyalty lies. Yeah, Sydney, best pace in the league there for sure. But all right, man. Like I said, we don't make picks, we don't do predictions for the games, but how do the Cavs win on Wednesday?
I think the best way that they win is that you clog up passing lanes to make it difficult for LeBron to facilitate, and you eat glass and you keep Davis off boards.
Far easier said than done, but yes. I always wonder if it's just like let them do what they do and just don't let D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves beat you.
Yeah, that would hurt. That would hurt a lot.
Yeah. Can you imagine like LeBron just has like 21 and 7 and Austin Reeves has 36?
That would be cause for concern. That'd be a sad night. And
don't foul.
You're not even gonna be on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's my first off day. So, okay, last thing before we get out of here. I was literally talking about this with my wife during the game. I was like, what jersey do I wear? So here's my options. I got, obviously, LeBron Cavs jersey. I've got the rookie year jersey, which I've worn on the show. I've got the jersey from the block. But I also, of course, have a Lakers LeBron. But I think I settled on Team USA LeBron jersey from this year. No one can be mad at you if you're wearing a USA jersey. This is America.
Nice neutral.
Yeah.
Nice neutral. I like it.
Yeah. I'll have my Cavs hoodie on, so obviously you'll know where my loyalties will lie, but I can't go to a game that LeBron's playing in Cleveland and not show love. It's not allowed.
Yeah. I mean, he will have a statue outside that stadium.
Hopefully it looks better than Dwayne Wade's.
Oh, anything looks better than that. I put it on our Twitter. I was like, they buy that on Temu? Jesus.
Do you think that LeBron, like the Heat, were like, hey, LeBron, you're going to have a statue here too? And he went, nah, thanks. I'm good.
Nope.
All right, we're going to close this one out. Awesome, fantastic night. A great Cavs win. Huge. 4-0. Man, rolling. Such fun. Biggest matchup so far, and they pulled it off. So let's enjoy this. Get ready for the Lakers on Wednesday. Going to be another great game. I hope so, man. I hope so. So Kevin and Skylar will hold it down on Wednesday for you while I am at the game. I don't know. If they Cavs win, I might just like pop up on my phone and I'll be sober. So, I won't embarrass us too much. But
as long as you put some stuff online, share the love.
Yeah, absolutely. So on behalf of everyone here, on behalf of Blue Wire, thank you so much for hanging out with us here. Once again, if you haven't already, your podcast app of choice, we are on there. Give us a subscription to review. Follow us on YouTube. Please comment on the videos. We love your comments. It helps us out. It means so much to us. And on behalf of Skylar Webker, Kevin Lynch, and Darius Garland, this is Tim Daniel, and we'll see you Wednesday night.
Go Cavs.